music stopped. All good. Welcome everybody. It's our team game, and we are starting to stream off with one of these. That's good to know. Like, good old our team game, just standard stuff. Like that's the bread and butter of team games. A little bit like uh, and we've got a pretty good lineup currently. I mean, looking at the teams right now, we can just kick off at which player we're looking at, and well, we'll start with the host of the team game. It's actually Richard we're going to be looking at this point. In the teal, he'll be playing as Byzantine, and it looks like it's going to be in the pocket position. Yes, it is the pocket position. My eyes do not deceive me. So Richard's playing the pocket position as Byzantine. The other pocket on his team is going to be Gaucho ZK. I don't know. He's a Canadian player. I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure. But anyway, 1830 rated. He's playing against the Celts in the pocket position as well. And he'll be supporting Tasso on his flank, who is in the blue as Vikings flank. Nice. Vikings flank is strong as bull. We'll get onto that in just a little bit when we look at the matchups on the flanks. But to round it all off, though, on Richard's team, we're going to have BYT, Nitwall in the purple playing as the Franks on the flank as well. I'm going to take the spec chat off. So we do have purple on the flank. And he'll be facing up in the red. It's going to be Ariad. So he's got a quick pause, but that's okay. Hopefully, we'll just continue introducing these players of the team game so far. We've got in the red Saracens, played by Ariad on the flank position. He'll be supported by the pocket player, that is Sticky Fingers, the well-known, fairly well-known Russian player. He plays with people like Vinchester and Big Warrior. Excuse me. Yeah, he'll be playing pocket position as the Persians. Super strong. This is actually not a mirrored matchup. This is just full random. Like, whatever you get is what you get. Oh, it's just the title of the stream. Like there are some experts. Like we've got Tato as an expert. I would say like Arrett's 1929, so you consider him to be pretty strong as well. And like yeah, maybe if you're probably correct, it's not technically an expert, but like that's just the title of the stream. I don't know what else games you could call it. Rated games casted. I mean, maybe you're right, but I prefer how it is. Like just keep it simple. And plus, we'll probably be covering some 2K plus games maybe later on when they're actually online. But for now, it'll kick me off streaming. It will just warm my vocal cords up, and it'll make me feel good. So back to the game. Of course, we've got this pause. Not too sure how long. This is actually quite a long pause for a start of the game. In the yellow, we're going to have as well in other pocket position, Britons being played by Jedi Dixit. If I remember him, he played on the France B team in Nations Cup. And he's also played in a couple other team game tournaments, if I remember as well. Pretty decent player. Yeah, I think he was in the Nations Cup Women's Spoon as well. But yeah, he was pretty strong player nonetheless. Anyway, he's in the pocket as Britons. And on the other flank, we're going to have Valas in the green here, playing as the Aztecs on flank against Tato. Wow, that's actually going to be a pretty cool matchup. Aztec versus Britain. Sorry, Aztec versus Aztec versus Viking on the flank as a matchup against Tato. We'll discuss this in just a second. These matchups we're going to be watching here. I just really need to get a drink or something. My voice is. This is why I need these warm-up matches, because it's my vocal cords in action, and realised that I have not been drinking enough water for today, or any drink of sorts. So I just need to get something down me. There we go. I'm really sorry about that. I had to take a big gulp of water there. Yeah, you gotta get a picture on his warm-ups, man. Like, and even still, like, yeah, like, I probably would even cast some lower-rated games as well, just for fun, or not trying to like insult the newer players, because I'm terrible as well. But anyway, interesting to hear from Balas. He's got one out of Bill, I think maybe two here. Probably not intentional. I think he's probably doing some heavy scouting with his. And he's even putting 5 to wood. Now this is a very odd build. It looks like he's having a bit of a weird start here. I don't see him picking up any extra sheep because they're all at the back over here. He will scout it with his scouting sheep, but still, 5 of wood as Aztec is a very interesting choice. Something I haven't seen in quite a bit of time. Yeah, and because of this latish boar coming through, does mean it's kind of a little bit of an iffy start. The bit though would maybe mean he's going to try and go for a very early barracks and try to put some pressure. I mean, he's already putting a house down. Probably just part of the wall off. He'll probably make with the barracks and then put the mill down after this house. But an interesting start here from Valas. I'm very curious as to how this will pan out. He will scout Tato's TC, but it's going to run underneath it. Oh boy. Oh, he does. Okay, he kills one sheep with a TC part fire, but he will lose his scout return. In fact, I think he could have got maybe away with that. Because he was running away in a very straight line. If he just went to the right a little bit, he may have just missed the last set of volleys and be okay. But he lost his scout. He did kill a sheep, but still not a decent enough trade. I would, if I was Tato, like killing an Aztec scout, just and losing one sheep over it, like that's a pretty decent result for sure. So let's now break into these matchups. Of course, we got the Viking flank up against Aztec, and we've just been talking about Aztecs with Weird 5 and Wood. Okay, he just took one off. That's nice to see. It looks like he's adjusting the build a little bit here to something a bit more standard. But of course, Vikings are really, both of these civs are really good economically. Clearly, the Aztecs got a nice carrying bonus, but of course the Vikings get the free wheelbarrow and the free handcart. So when I talk about this matchup, in one sense, economically, it's quite interesting because two civs are real. I would say close enough to be the best, economically civs in the game, alongside, Mayans and everything else. So that's a really interesting concept to cover. Now, the next part of this as well is how this is going to be planned out. Valas will probably go for a 5-man Drush, it looks like, and Tato is going to go for 2 on the farms very early. This suggests something interesting. It looks to me that he may be trying to go for some sort of feudal play here. You already see Son of Wall up beginning already close to his wood line, and looks like down here as well to stop any overlap, which is good to see here. So it looks to me maybe potentially a scout build coming from here. Now 4 on wood scouts is definitely not out of the ordinary. Especially when we break down the fact that he's doing all this walling really early on. In fact, he's actually going to split lumber camps, so maybe not it's going to be that 4 on wood scouts. Maybe, yeah, I can still see the viability behind it. As long as he I think he's going to be a feudal player from Tato. He's very close wall to his TC. He's going to get Loom and click up very shortly. And at the same time, Valas has got the 5 militias probably inside his barracks. He'll probably release them, and once he has no idea about all his walling just yet. But when he does, he'll probably rotate round to the pocket position here. That is Gaucho Zika, and we'll probably maybe try and hit him and try and get some sort of advantage out of that. But for now, let's have a look on the other side here between Nitwall and Ariat. Now, Ariat's got the 3-man militia Drush. Let's see how effective. Can we get in? Looks like he will. It's not being quick walled in time. A bit of a quick block off by the scout off Ariat here. Very nice result. And this build just caught way off here. And look, very weak already. Because he had to fight that wolf, and now he's going to get punished. If he gets some body blocking in by the scout, it should be an easy, clean kill here. Gotta block it a little bit better than this. Yes, he is. There we go. That's a really good blocking. He's getting stuck in there. Go on. Looks like he needs a couple more hits. Now it looks like Nitwell's scout's going to try and block all of this. Could sacrifice the scout for the build, but he will lose big time over that. Loses the build. Does pick off, though, Ariat's scout. So a scout and build trade so far is not the end of the world. He's got his own Josh out now, so he should be able to repel this quite easily. Bit of micro with a scout, maybe get a villager involved, and it should be just about okay. And that's what it's going to be. The Drush will walk away now. But at the same time, though, what the hell just happened here? I just witnessed Valas getting a Drush inside the Tato's wood line. What did he... He's going to try... Oh, Tato, you're going to wall in the Drush. Oh, cheeky bugger. That's actually really smart. And now he's going to just double palisade on the outside. And that's a trapped 5 militias. But he has lost that wood line against that lumber camp. So when we talk about this, it's a bit of a loss, really, in some respects, Tato, because he's lost that efficiency in his wood line to a degree. He spent a bit of wood, 2 houses, and a bit of palisade to wall this 5 militia Drush in. And the archer ranges aren't even up yet. He's gone for archery ranges for the stable, which, in fact, I do prefer this. It's a much better choice to go for archery ranges than for the stables. Especially in the fact that we can already see Baz is already starting to wall up most of his map, and he'll be pretty much done by the time any units come out. We even see Jedi Dixit here with this scout roaming around, also trying to pick off Tato's here. Tato's getting very weak. If we sent back to the TC, it would be just about okay. So one build there from Tato, looking very weak, but still not enough damage from the scouts to take care of it. So otherwise though, on the other side, looking pretty okay. One build does go down for Nitwall. And Ariat's base looking pretty secure. I mean, there is still an opening gap in this section, but in all honesty, if he wants to keep his entire base wall, he's got to do this section and then this section and all that just to keep it somewhat safe. And it's safer now, especially when he drops his 2 archery ranges and his blacksmith very close to his TC and his gold. Very nice and protected. It should be very hard to hit this gold now. I mean, with the distance that it is, that's still, if he parked crossbows there with +2, I'm not even sure, he won't be able to hit the gold from there. Maybe hit this corner. But that's it, really. Like, even the wood's protected for now. So that's nice there. Good use there of the structures. Meanwhile, we see for the frag play, it's got to go for the stable blacksmith option on the flank. Now, personally, if you ask me, I don't like when as a pocket your flank goes knights as well. Generally speaking, I think it has to be very situational for that sort of thing to work. It might be okay because Richard is Byzantine, so hasn't got the best set of knights in the world, and that will allow him to go one stable knights and just go for a big boom and maybe go for a very fast up Imperial. And it's actually got a very nice time, Richard. Speaking of 1559 up to the Castle Age, he is going to be on 29 pop 2. 28 bills and a scout, so that's good for him. He's also got a very good economy set up too as well. He's got plenty of farms. Just been taking up the last set of deer. He's even got a TC on this spot right here. Well, I think that might have been his 2 sheep that he hasn't picked up just yet, but okay. But still, the deer is more than made up for it next to his mill. Very nice indeed. He can even maybe try and finish that set off, and that deer may rotate round to the berries or even to the TC, either way. It's a nice little bit of extra food income for him to go on to. Now on the other side, let's have a look for what Tato's up to. Well, he's got these archers moving forward. Quite a few, in fact. And we do see the feudal age of Valas. He's getting some skirms out as a response, but there are far too many archers right now for him to handle. So he's going to start walling further and further behind, close to his mill this time. However, though, with this walling, nonetheless, this woodline will still be under a lot of pressure. The archers being here, or more importantly here. He's going to have to find a new woodline. He has got one split on his lumber camp to the far back, so that should be okay for now whilst he gets his way up to the Castle Age, drops an extra archery range. And we'll probably finish off the rest of the walling, I think. This bill is a little... I think he's just trying to block... Yeah, put a quick palisade down. It's not worth it, though. He's going to get in regardless. Tato's too smart. He's got far too many archers for him to handle. That's like one of those things where you probably shouldn't be throwing bills out like that. In fact, the bill should maybe do a house or something like here. That would have been a better option, but you know, it's yeah. Anyway, looks like Gaucho ZK's got some knights already coming through here to break down the next layer of palisade. Now I'm wondering where yellow is. Yellow should be sending some knights. I think I just missed them. Yep, there they are. There's 2 knights that are going to start coming in already. British knights. Well, they're not much better really than the Celt Knights, so I mean nothing really much to separate them in the Castle Age at this point anyway, because they're both to get bloodlines, and yet they still get the full Castle Age upgrades. It looks like these 2 knights here right now from Zika will pick up 2 bills here from Valas, so he's lost 3 so far. Yes, he may be Aztecs, maybe up to the Castle Age, but with 31 bill population and a very exposed economy, it's going to be very interesting how he's going to hold this here. As we're seeing more and more knights start to pile in from both of these pockets. But look at the amount of archers from Tato. He's getting really down into this right now. This is really bad here for Valas. And he's going to drop a TC. Not a panic TC. You can't do that, buddy, when you're... There's just too much pressure. He could lose all these bills here. There's no backup here from these knights. They're way out of position. The archers have got free roam, and this is just going to be a disaster. He's going to lose all these villagers that were from the oh my god, and look at the bills falling. He was on 30, like 35, let's say. He's going down to 21, 19, 18. Oh my god, he does get the TC up. but he's lost half of his population in bill numbers. He went from 31 to 16. Oh, boy, that was bad. In all honesty, I think he should have just dropped the tower. If he dropped the tower just here, or here, as soon as he got to the feudal age, when he saw this was coming from the archers, he would have been able to stop the push a little bit here, because it would have definitely limited the space of those archers and the knights. Oh man, he's so down. Oh man, that is honestly the worst situation you could find himself in. No eco, no army. Oh. So what about the other side right now? What's going on here? Well, we've got two stables from Knitwall. Nothing really much to speak about. Like some camels and knights coming out from Richard here to try and support the flank here. One looks like a couple of knights here have gone down to the combo of some sticky fingers and these crossbows. This is where it's also difficult when we're talking about here from this sort of two sets of knights situation here that I was talking about, because Persian Pocket, you can just start spamming out camels instead. That's all you need to counter this. You don't need to make any knights, you just need to make camels, because the crossbows from your flank, as Ariat, should pick this all off. Saying this, however, looks like the crossbows are going to be picked off from Richard. So good job here. And also, like, Sticky Fingers of Knights did go down too. So that's a good fight there coming out from Richard. Well played by him. Looks like he cleaned up all the mess on the aisle 3. And he will start to move out right now and probably look to try and put some pressure either onto the pocket or onto the flank. Sticky Finger's going to rotate back with these camels and probably stick a little bit closer to home, as Ariat has got his third TC up already. He's got one on the wood line in the south of his main TC, another one not too far away from his archery ranges, and again, sort of covering the main stone, his extra gold, and another wood line. Great TC location there. And it's so good because it's actually a really defensive spot, you could say here, because he's got the hills at the back of here from this. So what he can do is, if there's any pressure coming in from the knights, let's say, over here, just if he needs to, load into the TC for the bills. He's got the crossbows on top of the hill firing up, or close to anyway. And that provide a lot of DPS, because of course the +2 on that town centre. That's a very nice result. Meanwhile, those like archers from Tato, are trying to put some pressure onto the pocket. It seems damaging the stable somewhat. Now Dixit's only getting his... Okay, I thought as much. Okay, it's getting his 4th TC up. That's good for him. I was saying with Britain's, it's like there's no way you can be on 2 TC like this, even with 2 stables by this time. Yeah, it's got a decent enough economy going too. But it's now a real problem for Valas here on the flank, because Tato's up in the castle. Like, the score is double for Tato against Valas on the flank situation. And Tato's playing superb, I tell you what. Making such good calls. I mean, his pocket's playing good too. But, yeah, that he's playing a... Like kind of what I'd expect, really, from Tato to play. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than what I saw from him yesterday. He kind of got caught out a couple of times here and there. Picks off 1 bill, it seems, as he makes his way around to try and do some more damage. Could definitely pick off 1 or 2 bills that are a little bit far from the TC. He's either going to be sneaky and go all the way around to the edge of the map, but it looks like Dixit sees it with the town watch. Probably, I think he's already got that research. Nonetheless, though, actually on his main farm, the economy, the knights from ZK have moved in to force some bills back inside the TC, and a couple of bills will go down to the arch crossbows from Tato. So the Vala's pretty much done and dusted. I mean, he's back to 25 bills. To 52 from Tato. That's the distance we're talking here. We even see Tato go to Imperial. Oh my god, okay. Wow. Yeah, looks like Sticky Fingers is calling it GG. He's kind of resigned already, and so is Arya. I think they've realized the situation coming up here. They're way too far behind. Valas is pretty much dead. And they aren't able to get much traction going here against Richard and Nipwall, which is surprisingly enough. I thought this side was doing relatively okay, but it looks like the top hand side was having far too many pressures to deal with. We'll go back out of the room, have a quick look at the statistics, and we can see here Tato most kills and most deaths for Valas. So that's It was such a it was a big Titanic. Richard actually topping on the resources gathered on the food and wood, with the gold for Tato being most, and Bill Hype going to Zeke there. So good job from him, and that's the story of the game. 28 minutes. It's a fast one for a pretty high-ish level team game. I'm just gonna go take a quick break to the loo. I'll be right back.